This is a small group of friends and the internet. Hi, internet. Fuck the shoes, man.
All right.
I'm shopping something new today. This is new for me. This is new for, me. This is new for me. I'm nervous, okay? Can you tell? Hold on.
Is this new for you?
It's new for me.
Okay.
Here we go.
I don't think she's done this before. So she's
Courage.
Yeah.
Courage. On December 14th, 2012, 20-year-old Adam Lanza fatally shot 20 children and 6 adult staff members in a massive murder at Sandy Hook Elementary School in the village of Sandy Hook in Newton, Connecticut, 1 year ago today. Before driving to the school, Lanza shot and killed his mother, Nancy, at their Newton home. As first responders arrived, he committed suicide by shooting himself in the head. A gunman is dead and 2 students wounded following a shooting inside Colorado's Arapahoe High School. Authorities say a student entered the Centennial School armed with a gun and asked for a specific teacher by name. The teacher exited the school immediately, which was, in this article writer's opinion, the most important decision he could have made. Arapahoe County Sheriff Grayson Robinson said it was a very good tactical decision to try to take the student with him. Another student confronted the gunman, was shot, and seriously wounded. The campus was placed quickly on lockdown. Police say the gunman was found dead of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. I have sources for all these. I'll say them at the end. The Columbine High School massacre was a school shooting which occurred on April 20th of 1999 at Columbine High School, Columbine, an unincorporated area of Jefferson County in the state of Colorado. In addition to shootings, the complex and highly planned attack involved a firebomb to divert firefighters, propane tanks converted to bombs placed in the cafeteria, 99 explosive devices and bombs rigged in cars. 2 senior students, Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold, murdered a total of 12 students and 1 teacher. They injured 24 additional students, with 3 other people being injured while attempting to escape the school. The pair then committed suicide. On July 20th, 2012, a mass shooting occurred inside of a Century movie theater in Aurora, Colorado, during the midnight screening of the film The Dark Knight Rises. A gunman dressed in tactical clothing set off tear gas grenades and shot into the audience with multiple firearms, killing 12 people and injuring 70 others. The sole suspect, James Holmes, was arrested outside the cinema minutes later. In the year since the Sandy Hook school shootings, the topic of gun control has been in and out of the news. According to Think Progress, the Year in Guns, what has happened and what has not happened since Newton. It has been 1 year since the tragedy at Sandy Hook Elementary School. There have been at least, this was published last week, there have been at least 27, now 28 school shootings since Newton. That's 1 every other week. There have been 194 children under the age of 12 killed with a gun. Congress has passed just 1 bill, reauthorizing the Undetectable Firearms Act. No background checks, no assault weapons ban. Between the Sandy Hook shooting and December 4th, so now December 13th, 14th, there were 28 other school shootings that caused at least 20 injuries. According to the group Moms Demand Action for Gun Sense in America, they occurred in Southgate, Missouri, Cincinnati, Ohio, Gray, Maine, Austin, Texas, Algona, Iowa, Rapid City, South Dakota, Orlando, Florida, Decatur, Georgia, and many, many more. 1,500 state bills introduced. According to the New York Times, of the 109 bills passed, 39 promote gun violence prevention, while 70 loosen the law to allow guns in schools, bars, or exempt concealed carry from background checks and more. 9 laws passed by states loosen restrictions of guns in schools. Alabama, Arkansas, Indiana, Kansas, Missouri, North Carolina, Oklahoma, South Dakota, Tennessee, North Carolina, Kansas, and Arkansas made it easier to bring guns onto college campuses. Colorado Governor George Hickenlooper said after the Sandy Hook shootings last year, that the time is right for state lawmakers to consider gun control measures, the strongest stance Hickenlooper has taken on the issue to date, December 2013. Gun control advocates had hoped that last year's shootings in New York, Connecticut, and Aurora, Colorado might move more Americans to call for stricter gun laws. Gun control measures ground down in the U.S. Congress, but some states did pass legislation, including Colorado. Yet in September, Colorado voters recalled 2 lawmakers who had backed the legislation. 2 Colorado Democrats in September who provided crucial support for a package of state gun laws were voted out of office in special elections, seen as a test of whether swing state voters would accept gun restrictions after mass shootings at a Colorado movie theater and a Connecticut elementary school. The vote, which came 5 months after the United States Senate defeated several gun restrictions, handed another loss to gun control supporters and gave moderate lawmakers across the country a warning about the political risks of voting for tougher gun laws. Here we go. Of the 143 guns possessed by the killers, more than 3/4 were obtained legally. The arsenal included dozens of assault weapons and semi-automatic handguns. This is according to the Mother Jones Guide to Mass Shootings in America. The killers, in more than half the cases, involved school workplace shootings. The other 30 cases took place in varied locations. 44, this is from a study in 2012 that talked about the 60 previous gun shootings, mass shootings. 44 of the previous 62 killers were white males. Only one of them was a woman. The average age of the killers was 35, and the youngest among them was a mere 11 years old. More statistics. I propose. Apparently no one wants to talk about gun control. This has been, if there was ever a time to have fixed the problems with gun violence in the United States, that opportunity was last year. It was any time in the last decade. And people keep bringing up gun control legislation ideas, and they keep failing. So I have a different proposal. My platform, when I ran for election in 2016, is white male control. With gun control policies in Chicago, Detroit, and specifically New York with their stop and frisk law overwhelmingly targeting young men of minority descent, I feel like we already have set a precedent. Those policymakers claim loudly that their policies aren't racist, so I don't see them arguing too terribly loud about mine. Also, the loudest voices that are anti-gun control all happen to somehow be white males. Terry McKenna, Bernie Harpin, Rush Limbaugh, or both of the Bushes, Dick Cheney actually shot a guy, Rick Santorum, Ronald Reagan, and of course Charlton Heston. My suggestion is that instead of putting more gun control policies out there, we limit the access that the white male has to guns. Do you have a white male in your household? No guns. Do you have a white male in your family? No guns. Under the age of 35 to, oh, no, because Dick Cheney was in his 60s when he, that's it, guys. That's my proposal. I'm running on that platform, so vote for me in 2016 on the white male control policy. Thank you.
Yeah!